things I need to get clarified, and that had to do with John Santry. Can you come back up? I just want to make sure I heard what I think I heard, and that is your commitment to donate $5,000 to the church. Is that correct?
Yes, we will actually make two $5,000 donations, one to study the queuing and traffic, and one to help offset the cost of special event garaging at 323.
Okay. Well, collectively.
Collectively, 5,000 and 5,000, I'm sorry.
And I was concerned, I was hoping that you were going to say annually, as opposed to, as a contribution to the church, as opposed to just seed money. So,
Well,
I just want to make sure I understood what you said.
It's, the study should be a one-time
I
donation.
understand, but I was trying to see if you're a good neighbor and helping a church contribution. So I'm reaching out. Let me now work on this security issue.
Yes, sir.
You identified there's 3 security cameras that you're proposing for the project. None of them manned.
No, they will be real-time video.
Okay,
So I could explain. There's one along the alleyway that was discussed by Ms. Lorenz. There's one adjacent to the 323 garage. There's a retaining wall and a 5-foot space for fire department, and in the garage, Planning Commission requested that there be a camera there, and when there's a camera at the community center. And we're going to have an overall security plan when that's still in the works. Obviously, there's
just trying to get points of clarity
Sure.
for my sake. I want to talk about property maintenance. I haven't heard anything about that. Is there a stipulation will be in the CCNR or homeowners association?
yes, sir. The CCNRs address property maintenance. It will all be maintained by the HOA association.
How many years is the developer going to be tied into this project? Are you with us until the build-out is complete?
No, sir.
All the units are full?
We're developing this property, and we're under contract to a master developer home builder.
And now, so stay right there, but I also want to reach out to Chris, because in your PowerPoint presentation, you addressed under PowerPoint item number 3, or item 3, 2 entrances to the property.
Right.
Your PowerPoint to me shows that there's an entrance on Prairie Avenue,
There is.
There's
and there's a PowerPoint on Grace Avenue.
Right.
Entrance. But I was looking at the map that I have a SP4, the one that you provided us, and it had the entrance coming somewhere in the existing main medical office. So as long as that is now addressing the concerns, some of the concerns by the residents, I'm glad to hear that. I also want to talk about the issue regarding, look at my notes. I raised a concern earlier about parking on the residential streets inside the complex, and it had to do with visitor parking versus homeowner parking, to make sure that the visitor parking only is made available for residential, for the street parking. Is that correct?
the parking is such that every residence has a 2-car garage.
Yes.
The stipulations within the CCNRs require that those garage spaces cannot be used for anything other than your cars. So you can't put a workshop in there, you can't store your stuff in there. And the street parking is for guests and for those residents that have more than 2 cars. So
They can't have a third vehicle.
I can't dictate to somebody only has 2 vehicles.
Homeowners Association will.
The homeowners association and their board of directors will provide for that regulation, and the management company that runs the association will enforce
I'm
it.
just dealing with past practice and issues involving other gated communities, particularly one in my councilman district, and wanted to make sure that item will be addressed, and I've already talked to staff about it. I think also was critical, what I talked to staff about, had to do with the private street, or the residential streets as opposed to the main artery streets, about the dimensions. that the fire department has signed off on that it is sufficient enough to be able to get a fire truck for emergency purposes?
Yes, sir. LA County Fire Department that services Inglewood has reviewed the site plan and determined that all the street widths and the circulation is adequate.
The other concern that was raised by final comment. The other concern was raised by the residents had to do with the rooftops where there was balconies. There was concerns that originally I heard that was going to be facing and invading their property. And now looking at the project, all of the decks that are in question are now going to be inside the complex, as opposed to them facing outside of the exterior perimeter of
That's correct, sir.
properties.
There's only two product types that have a rooftop deck, the back-to-back townhome and the row townhome.
Okay, time's up. Thank you, Mayor.